So the most important thing for me is that I want to come back to these planners again and again and again. They've got to be something that I enjoy doing, and that's it. It's as simple as that. If I can return to these planners every day, then I'm going to be very, very happy. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my planners. I'm just going to share a quick pre-planning session with you about how I'm going to use the Hobonichi weeks this year, and also how I'm going to use this really cute little notebook as well that I also got from Hobonichi. I'm just going to stick with 2 this year. I also have a few other little trinkets and things and ideas that I'm going to use in these planners too. So there's a number of things that I need my planner to achieve for me. I need to be able to feel like I'm in control or on top of all of my work tasks. I also need to feel that I understand how my time is working and where it's going to. I also want some space to do some journaling and some reflection. Just want to have something that I can come back to at the end of 2025 and just be in love with where I am and how things have worked and what I achieved. So let's dive in. We're going to start with the weeks. I am going to try and use every single page. I've thought of some ideas of how I'm going to begin the system. So I really love that you can take a look behind, a look ahead, and also have the whole year in front of you. It's really frightening actually just to see. It looks so little, like we have such little time, but it's really useful. Here I'm just going to circle really important dates. I think I'm also going to highlight, because I'm a teacher, I'm going to highlight any holidays that are coming up, as well as pencil in holidays for myself. One thing that has been a challenge for me, or something I've not really taken as a priority, is scheduling breaks off. I'm self-employed, so I need to start doing that. So I'm going to highlight my breaks using this page, and also write down any important dates, birthdays and things like that. Okay, heading into a more deeply year overview, I'm going to start off tracking my habits. So we have like 7 little squares, which I thought is interesting, one for each day of the week. But I'm not going to use it for that. I'm going to write down any habits that I am working on. So habits I can struggle with. So let's try and choose one habit that I'm going to try and build upon each week. If there's any that I'm kind of already doing, I'll write them here as well. And I'm going to use different colors for each habit, which I'm then going to write the color in each box. I'm also going to use this to highlight, again, my breaks as they come up. Pencil in any weeks and things like that. Anything else I want to keep track of. I'm thinking also of using this as a period tracker or a menstruation tracker. So if anyone here is a cycling person, I think this is a really useful tool. I'm someone that struggles with or notices differences in my energy levels as the month progresses. And so I'm kind of curious to see how I feel month to month, and whether I'm noticing that I get more headaches in the second part of my cycle or during the beginning part. I don't know. I'm going to keep track of it here. So yeah, I guess maybe now I'm thinking about it, this might be solely just for tracking my cycles, and I could probably put some symptoms here like different colors and think about another way to track my habits. Anyway, that's 2 ideas that I've just had that I'm going to use this for. Okay, on to our monthly pages. So I'm going to keep putting in my appointments that I have here. I don't have many of them, so they will definitely fit. And any key dates like paydays or invoices that I need to send, I will put them in here, make sure that I complete those. Again, I'm going to highlight any special events that are happening, holidays or travel weeks, or just breaks from my general work. And then I have 4 spaces here to put I think I'm going to use this as kind of a to-do for the month. And this space here, I was thinking I might put quotes, or I thought it might be really interesting to do movies that I watched or TV shows that I completed, books, games. I get through a lot of media. I'm a very introverted person and I love musicals, theatre, museums, galleries, anything like that. I'm going to try and put it here. I think that would be really cool. I could add some decoration as well. And then heading into my daily pages, this is where it gets fun. I'm going to divide my 3 days. I started to do this with my weekly supplement of the A6. I'm going to continue it here. And I love actually the idea of having a weekly overview. So I'm going to separate my days into 3 places, 3 columns. And I am going to have my morning, my afternoon, and my evening. And here I can start to put habits, I suppose, things I want to start doing, dedicating each day to one of the tasks that I need to complete in my business. So for example, I do a lot of work with Pinterest, so creating pins for Pinterest can be one day. Another day could be working on my own business. Another day could be creating videos for my clients. So I'm going to make sure I have kind of days for those different things. And then here I'm going to keep a running to-do list. This is going to be like my bullet journal space. I actually don't have that many tasks kind of day to day, and so there's plenty of space, and I'm just going to write things that I need to remember to do, and I can put them here and just complete them whenever I find a spare spot in my day. I was somebody that was very granular with my planning, and I was planning hour by hour, and I want to keep things a little bit more loose but still structured. So I think this would work really well. And then something else I'm really working on and appreciating once I get done is cleaning. So I'm going to use the second section for cleaning lists. I'm thinking in particular that I want to write down a daily cleaning list and a weekly, maybe combine it into one thing and just keep track of that. If I can keep track of what I've been doing every day and once a week, then I'm quite happy with that. That's fine. Anything else that I'm thinking about? I think that's it for now. I'm thinking that I might move my habits to here rather than to the yearly page and use that for tracking my cycles and symptoms and things like this. All right, and then we get to the end of our book. Notes. So this is kind of interesting, the way that they've set up this back page. I am going to dedicate a few pages here to some different things. So the first kind of page I'm going to dedicate, or space I'm going to dedicate, is a projects page. This comes from getting things done. I found it really useful just to have a list of my current projects and ideas and things that I want to get done. And I am going to write a list of them and use the natural planning method for that. Natural planning method is just taking a look at your project and deciding what the next action is. I'm going to put that into my weekly kind of to-do list where I can just scan down and see where I am with my projects. I'll also dedicate a section to things that I want to do but not now, like a tickler file, he calls it, David Allen. So a tickler would be just moving it into the future and deciding that I will do it one day but not necessarily right away. And then I think those are the most important ones. I have my running to-do list, and then anything on the calendar I want to check in, I can put that in on my monthly calendar. Another thing that I wanted to keep track of was these simplicity cards. There's 52 of them. This comes from the School of Life. If you're in the UK, you'll be able to find these in a stationery store. You can find them online. I'm not sure if you're based in the US, but you may have something similar to this. And they're really beautiful cards. I was thinking about taping them into the journal, but I don't think I will because they're quite heavy and I think they're really cool to use in discussion with other people. So for example, my husband had a look through a few of them and he really loved them, and he found some of them really challenging to answer. So I think as a couple or as friends, this could be a really good thing to use or to do. And I had this idea that I could do one a week because there are 52 of them. So for example, I just would draw one from random. What social pressure would you like to stop listening to? Make a solemn declaration here, I will no longer. And I was thinking about titling my page with the question and then answering it, and having a few dedicated, maybe there's 72 or 73 of these pages, right? So that's more than enough space to be able to dedicate at least one to each question. And once I complete a question, I can just put it back. And yeah, I thought it would be a really interesting exercise to do. So that's one thing I'm going to put here. And I think I might just keep a few random pages for things like working on handwriting, trying out different titles, fonts, things like this. And then something else, maybe keeping a few ink swatches and things like that. I'm going to do a vision, dedicate a couple of pages to a vision board. I've never really done that before, but I will have a printer next week. So let's do that. So lots of things, huh? Okay, favorites. I was really wondering about how to do this. I think I'm going to dedicate a box to each thing, and this is going to be like my 5-star favorites and maybe 4 stars. And I was thinking maybe I could do one for each thing, but I think I want to be able to look back on this and think about the things that I've really enjoyed and not think about the things that I haven't enjoyed. For me, there's no point. I will remember if I've been to a restaurant and I really didn't like it. I will remember. I don't need to write that down in my journal. So we've got movies, books, music, restaurants, shopping. I'm not a shopping person, but maybe places that I visited. And then I think entertainment, things like theatre, musicals, museums, galleries, could be anything like that. And I could actually label each thing here, and I'm just gonna squidge in all of my favorite movies, books, shopping, restaurants, food. There's quite a lot of them, and then once I run out of room, I'll just continue over this side. And my 100, this is interesting, things that I want to accomplish. I love movies, and so I think I'm gonna maybe do a little top 100 movies list here and just write down, maybe work through IMDb and watch all of the top 100 movies there and write them down. I don't know, I haven't quite figured out. TV or movies, one of these things. I love TV, I love movies. Sample symbols and icons, these are really cool. I was really thinking actually just using some of these, so we'll see. I love this page on noodles, it's my favorite thing. All right, and then the 365 days check-off sheet. This is just gonna be planning. Every time I come back to my planner, I'm just gonna like color in a circle, and it's gonna be as simple as that. It's something I really want to stick with, returning to my journal every day. So if I can colour in a circle, I'm going to be good. Addresses, I'm not sure about this. I think I'm kind of a person that is travelling and living in a lot of different places. So I think I'm going to put down a few different important addresses here. That's not a problem. And that's it. That's how I'm going to use my weeks to start with. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts, whether you've got like any different ideas about how you want to use your weeks. Now, this notebook, I got this because I've become a cat person recently, and we have had 3 little kittens born on the house that I live at, and they were strays, but we've kind of befriended them, and now they're our little house kitties. And they follow us around the garden, like puppies. They love playing, they love running around, they're very cute, and this just reminded me of them. I've also done a lot of house sitting this year, looking after cats, and so I just see all of the kitties that I've looked after here in this cover. I just love it. And I'm going to use this purely for journaling. So dedicating a day to private thoughts, journaling thoughts, just having a really beautiful book that I really connect with and love. And I decided I'm going to go with this and use it for any notes, journaling, things like that. And that's all I'm going to use it for. And the covers match, so I got red and red. I didn't get a plastic cover for this. I'm not sure if I will. I'll just decide later as I go. I really like it when books become really well used and kind of scuffy and full of my life, basically, and a reminder of all of the places that I've taken them to. For me, I'm also trying to get away from perfection and trying to get away from having things kept beautifully as they began. I want them to be well loved and well lived. So that's it. That's how I'm going to use my journals. It's functional. I know that this system that works for me today or next week is not going to be the same one that's going to work for me in 6 months' time. It evolves with you as a person as you grow as well. And so these are just my initial thoughts, my initial ideas about how I'm going to use them. And I'm excited to set up my weeks with you this week. And obviously we have Christmas, but I'm still going to be doing a few work tasks and things like that. And yeah, let's go on this journey together. Let me know how you're going to use your planner, whether you have any different ideas to like how I'm going to do it, or whether I've inspired you to like come up with your own ideas about how you're going to use your planner, and let me know in the comments.